Okay, today I want to make actually 4 different videos all in one. I had a few people ask me about doing the charge air cooler or your intercooler hoses on the intake. Also the common place with the fuel leak. That's going to be my main goal, is the fuel leak and the blue spring upgrade on the 6.0 here. So anyhow, I'll start off with showing the air filter. I have this in another video, but we can still go over it again. The easiest way to remove the air cleaner. First thing you want to do is make sure your pressure's all out. Move your radiator cap. I've had them sit for days and still have pressure, so make sure you do that. I take the hose off here at the radiator and I remove it. It's loosened up a little bit. I have another video showing what to do if you break the radiator, because that's common. I've seen that a few times. Had them break. Anyhow, take the hose off there, I'll loop it around here, take the dipstick out, set it aside, disconnect the mass airflow, pull the air filter minder out. Also get questions about the ratchet here. It's a Milwaukee 12 volt 1/4 inch drive. You get them on eBay, you can get them at Lowe's and stuff. You have to order them at Lowe's. They have the 3/8 in stock. I find them on eBay with 2 batteries, like 170. They're great too. I actually own 5 of them. They work pretty good. I get 6 months out of them. They got a 2-year warranty, but I get 6 months before I had to send them in for repair. Using them daily. Anyhow, I take it off loose up here. Pull it out. At first I'll just try to yank it out. If it comes out like that, it's pretty good. But if it doesn't come out, I'll lift up right here and push through the snorkel here, push on it here, and lift it up. So I'll take the air cleaner out and get it out of the way. Next one here, we'll take off the charge air cooler. Anytime I take off exposed bolts, the threads, anytime there's exposed threads, I spray them. Some type of lubricant, anything. If you have to pull out the dipstick, just pull out your dipstick and dip some on it. Anytime you have exposed threads, exhaust, anything else, spray something on them. Otherwise your threads may bind up, it'll strip on you, just a little bit on each one. Now the only trick I have for taking off the cold side charge air cooler here is I use a snap-on. It's a 24-inch pry bar. You get them at Harbor Freight. You can get imitation ones for $10. They're actually the same length. They have the same bend in them, so they work good. What I do here is I'll take it off. I'll put it behind it. I'll hook the eyelet and pull on it. I pop it off there. And then down here, I'll just hook it on the edge and pull it off that way. Weave it through there, and there we have. Now another good thing about this, it's the perfect length. Again, 24-inch snap-on pry bar. I'll take it, set it underneath my upper fuel bowl here, press down on it lightly, and I'll stick it underneath the battery cables here, and it holds my radiator hose out of the way. Now I'm just trying to use basic hand tools. I've just got a set of Harbor Freight 7/8, 13/16, or if you got a 21, 22 millimeter wrench here, I'll loosen up take the smaller size, the 13/16. This one I got lucky, it came right off. If it didn't, that's what this is for a backup wrench. I'll put it on there, this 7/8 or 22, depending on whichever you want to do. And I'll take it and I'll knock it loose with the 2 that way. Also another trick here is if you take a zip tie and put it on your fuel line, that way when you take it off you don't lose your nut there. It stays and it's right there. So now that I have that opened up, take my Torx 27 and my extension here. You can use a 25, it actually is a 27. Most people do use a 25. Now I'll loosen them up, take the nuts off here. Now as you get down to the last bolt, there's 4 of them on here. As you get down to it, press against it because there's a spring. You have the fuel pressure regulator, the valve behind there with a spring on it. It's a plunger type device. I'll show you here in a second. But I push pressure on it with my thumb to hold it. Remove the last screw. And then pull it off straight. Again, because there's a spring and a plunger in there. And this is the common seal that leaks all the time. They get hard and they no longer want to seal. They get so small they get below the surface here. This one's stuck in here. I'm going to take it out. But anyhow, if you're doing the blue spring up grade, this is the spring that they're actually talking about. It's just a stronger, a little bit longer spring. What it's doing, that fuel bowl will fill with pressure. And then as the pressure gets great enough, usually about 45 psi, it'll push this valve back and bleed off the pressure and go back through the line and return to the tank. So the blue spring kit will give you different seals and stuff, but it gives you this plunger with a new seal on it, the whole device there, and the blue spring. So you put those on there if you have that kit. But on this one, I said my main goal is just a fuel leak. The guy didn't want to buy the blue spring, so we're not doing it. I just cleaned it off. If you have assembly lube, that's good, but I'm doing this at home. So I'm just got a little bit of grease. You use Vaseline, grease, or if you don't have anything, you don't need it. Do that, put the new seal on. Make sure it's all in place. The grease helps to retain it. And then you want to make sure that your spring goes down in there's a place right there that's made for the spring to fit in there. So you want to put it on straight. Put it on straight, push it on. You can get your bolt started. I usually start one of my lower ones. I'm just using that to snug it up. At the end I got my hand ratchet here and I'll tighten them all down by hand. Make sure I've got it right. Now one of the things I want to go over is shortcut it here on the video just to show it to you. Just reinstalling the cold side charge air tube. When we put it on, I'll put it through here. Weave it on there. Now in here, sometimes you get it. It gets to be a bear. Same thing, 24-inch pry bar. Take it, push it in here. And it'll go on. Now today it is a cloudy, cold day. A lot of times it won't go on. I've fought them before on cold days. Gets to be under 60 degrees, they just do not want to go on. If you can, put it in the sun. If you don't, I did bring out, just in case, normal household hair dryer. Heat it up, push it right on. If you don't have a pry bar or a tool that fits inside there, then do the hair dryer. Or if you have a heat gun, that's better, of course. And heat it up, and then it'll push on. That's the tricks I have for that one. Thank you.